All right. It looks like we are live everywhere we want to be. So, oh, not on TikTok. All right. Let's see if we can fix that really quick. And if we can't, that's okay. Um, where's my edit destinations? Not going to let me edit the destination. All right. Well, then, so be it. We'll say bye bye to them. All right. So, for the rest of us, we're going to get into it here with the news, everything that's happening in the world of hypnosis, and lots to report on. Lots of cool things happening all the time. And we're going to kick it off here with Hypnotic Horizon, which is coming up, of course, in 2 days. So on the weekend, this is free admission, and there are a number of presenters that you will want to take a look at. Yesterday, we did not have the Hypnosis Hero podcast. And in lieu of that, I had time to hop on TikTok with Chris and Mary Bowman, who's doing a session. She talked a little bit about what it's about. And again, it's one of those things that anytime you get a chance to better your skills, learn something different, even think about things that maybe we don't normally think about. I actually have a class that I facilitate for a project, and that's what I call mindset magic. You know, thinking about what we don't normally think about, and actually taking some time to explore what does that mean. And so you can see here we've got a list of presenters. They're going to be on. Of course, this is all virtual, so very easy to. There's Chris's session, and the cool thing about it is you can add particular sessions to your calendar. You can add them all to your calendar. But it's here, it's free. You have world class quality speakers that are going to be, sharing with you. And why would you not take advantage of it if at all possible? So that's Hypnotic Horizon coming up this weekend. Just received an email today from Mr. Scott. And 88 days until HypnoThoughts Live. The 2026 conference will kick off in 88 days. So if you think about that sounds like a long time. That's like 3 months. Except that when you think about it, that's not that far away. So if you haven't purchased your tickets or booked your hotel rooms or, secured your transportation to and from, taking a look at the sessions, the pre and post conference sessions that are being offered. Now's your time to do that. HypnoClass Live coming up, of course, in July, and every year we hear good things about HypnoClass Live. It is the largest hypnosis conference in the world, and it is right there in Las Vegas. So, HypnoClass Live coming up in July. Make sure you get on top of it if you are planning on going. And from there, we skip a little bit in August and into September. And oh my gosh, look at this. We have the Michigan International Hypnosis Conference with our good friend Dan Goyette, who has informed me that he didn't lock the schedule, but it is locked. So if you think about that, the schedule is locked, it's ready to go. You can take a look at the schedule. Of course, it is right here. And because it's locked, it's not changing. So click here to see the schedule. Oh my gosh. And if you don't have your tickets yet for this one, you better get your tickets quickly because they have a limited number of tickets, and you want to make sure that you get your ticket and your hotel room as fast as possible. And there you go. You can see the opening keynote is Joni Nine. And again, world-class speakers, time to spend with the vendors, time to you can get pictures taken, all sorts of good things that are you know add-ons that you may not normally see at a conference that just add a little bit of panache to this one. So with that in mind, uh, you can connect with any of the people that are here. And I'm looking here. I see Vinny. I see Cormac and Jody, Michael Brody. All of these people that we've actually had on uh, Claude Haggerty had on Hypnosis Hero, or have also been in contact with us through other avenues, or we've met at other conferences. Tommy G. Orlando, just our buddy Grant, who is, by the way, getting some extra shut eye tonight because he is live on location tomorrow early. And, early is sometimes for the Nighthawks in the world, early is sometimes, it comes early. So you want to make sure you get enough rest. So that is where Grant is tonight, and we'll see him next week. Uh, I met Gary Coles. I can remember the first time I met Gary Coles. It was at Hypnothoughts Live. The last one that was at the Orleans Hotel. Attila, of course, has been at PHS. He was a presenter. Albert's been. I've known Albert. Actually, met him at Hypnothoughts Live that same year as well. We were actually in Jim's class together, Albert and I. Um, we were in Badass Hypnosis, and I still have my certification. It's right here, actually, just to certify I am a hypnotic badass. Just so you know. And again, the advantage of the conference, the online conference is great. You get lots of good information, not so much in the way of networking. Hypnothoughts Live, there is a buffet of hypnotists that you can connect with. But then you get into these regional conferences and you get a chance to actually sit down with them and figure out who they are, what makes them tick, get to know them a little bit. I will say this, and we can talk about it even in the Performing Hypnosis Summit. I would not have as many shows under my belt as I do without getting to know Jesse and some of the guys that are here in Saskatchewan that attended that Performing Hypnosis Summit, because once they met me and they understood where I was coming from and how I conducted business, they were comfortable recommending clients that were still looking for entertainment after the fact, to me, and that's a huge boost for me because the rising tide raises all ships, right? So get involved in these regional conferences. You maybe don't have to be a volunteer the first year that you go, but you know what? Volunteer for them. Help them out. Help them grow. And the more they grow, again, the more we're successful, as Jason Lynette would say, the more we're all successful. I'm hoping I got that quote correct. If not, Jason, I'll listen to your podcast and I'll get it again. There we go. And what do we got here? More on the Michigan International Hypnosis Conference. The schedule we just looked at. Hang on here. I want to go back because I want you to see something right here. That's what we should all be doing. And that's the purpose of the conferences right there, is learn, share, grow. Just let that sink in. In kind of mid to late October, make your way to Toronto, or if you want to fit in with the people that are there, Toronto. There's some reason they have trouble saying that extra T. But if you go to Toronto, which is also widely regarded as the center of the universe, you will be able to attend Canada Hypnosis Conference. I actually came across a couple of posts earlier this week, and it's lo and behold, surprise, surprise, they have all kinds of presenters that have applied to be on the speaking schedule, and so they're going to need a little extra time to sort out what's going on, who's going to fit where in which slot, and get all of that so that, as Dan says, they can lock the schedule. So, you know, give them a little bit of time, and we should have a speaker schedule coming out very soon. Again, here you are, October. Um, Great time to actually be in Ontario, surprisingly. I don't have a lot of great things to say often about Eastern Canada, but I will say this. If you are in Toronto and you are in the area of Niagara Falls in kind of this time frame, you will be treated to a spectacular, not only a spectacular view of the falls because it's the Canadian side of the falls, but typically the maple leaves are multicolored by this point. There may be snow on the ground. You take your chance. It could be snowy and rainy, but more than likely it is going to be a nice time in the area. And their summer and their spring um, typically start long before we ever get anything like that here in Saskatchewan. In fact, with all the snow that has melted today, tomorrow we're expecting more snow. So I don't think they can say that in Ontario. I'm pretty sure the grass is green and the trees are budding and so on and so forth. But lots of great people in the Greater Toronto area, the GTA. And a lot of great hypnotists that I know that are in that kind of southern Ontario area. So I'm thinking of Tracy Beach. I'm thinking of Richard Cole. Just to name a couple. Jack Gooby, who is actually on tour even further east, is in that area. Claude Haggerty lives in that area. And just within an hour or so of Toronto, it is jam packed with some really great hypnotists. So make sure you come out for this. Again, it's another independent conference where you have an opportunity to sit down and network with people. And, for the presenters that are coming in from points, outside of Canada, a great time to sit down with your favorite Canadian and, get to know them a little bit better. All right. So with that in mind, we come up to, and I know I'm skipping a lot of conferences here. There's a lot more happening in the world. We have the UK Hypnosis Conference. There's Mid America and a few others that are going to be coming up. But we don't want to go long in the tooth about just any conference. We actually want to talk about the conference, and that the conference is, of course, the Performing Hypnosis Summit, the only one that is actually geared towards performing. Okay, try that again. The only one that's geared towards performing. And because it's geared towards performing, you have the opportunity to sit down with people that have learned stage presence, stage management, what to do with equipment, which equipment is good, which equipment you might want to replace. You might want to know what happens if something goes wrong. How do you fix it quickly? Uh, how do you do different types of inductions? How do you help people exit the stage gracefully? All of those pieces. And then on top of all of that, if you are just somebody who is looking for presenting about hypnosis, you are a first time presenter, you are developing your demos and so on and so forth. This is still a great conference for you because here you have a wide range of experience from guys that have been doing it for just a couple of years, all the way up to people that have, it's their legacy. They are second generation hypnotists. And so, with that wide range of experience, you can get some really solid information and some really great advice as you get to know the people that are here at the Performing Hypnosis Summit. So, and by here, I mean in Las Vegas, January 22nd to 24th of 2027. And that does sound like it is a long way away. Here's the deal. Yes, you have time to book your hotel room. Yes, you have time to hopefully outlast the high fuel prices and book an airline ticket that's at a more reasonable cost. But you know what? Get that hotel room anyway. It is a you don't have to pay for all of it up front. It is a nominal charge that is refundable, so that if something happens and you're unable to make it, that's fine. That money will come back to you. You also have the opportunity now to get in on early bird pricing. So if you are looking for your tickets, I'm going to dismiss this because, again, keep in mind, my mine says, you know, Canadian dollars, right? So you can book your tickets here. And there you go. So if you're coming in person right now, the early bird pricing is there. I don't know if it's going to be there that much longer. And in addition to that, let's say you are somebody who wants to speak at this conference. How do you get involved? Well, guess what? You can jump right in here to speaker submission and fill out this form. And the more accurate you are with this, the easier it will be for us to take this information, make sure that it translates onto our speaker page so that you have that speaker page that you can use as promotional material for yourself. You can also, once we set the schedule and everybody has agreed to their speaking times and all of the good stuff that will happen, then the promotion of the conference happens. So for us, we know that speakers submissions are rolling in. Here's what most people don't know yet: we are cutting off the speaker submissions at the end of May, so May 31st, because we do need time to make sure we have everything in a row so that after Hypno Thoughts Live, we can begin our promotion of the Performing Hypnosis Summit. So that is our goal, is to be ready for that. And flip back to the homepage here. If you want to know more about the Performing Hypnosis Summit, maybe watch some of the past presentations. We do actually have the replays available. Uh, that's 116 euros, whatever that works out to in Canadian. You know, $10,468,222.68. We'll see. I don't know. Whatever it is. But you can get that in whichever currency works for you. And these are here. We actually have the replays all the way back to the very first Performing Hypnosis Summit, and we are going to be packaging those as a group so that you could get all of them. And if you think about that, that's a pretty stellar library, reference library that you have access to if you're somebody who's just starting out and wants to know more. So that's available as well. So all of that. Oh, look at that! I'm visiting from Latvia now. I'm going to use the pound sterling, £100 sterling. There you go. That's still $10 million and whatever I said Canadian. So anyway, we'll go with it and leave it at that. All right. That is the news for this week. If you have events coming up or you have conferences that you would like to promote, let us know here at the Performing Hypnosis Summit. At the Hypno News Live, because we do, promote as many of the conferences as we can. I know LA is underway and has a conference coming up here as well. So we'll have more information on that as soon as we get a little bit closer to it. Until then, though, take care, stay well, and be awesome. Good night, everybody.